In a quiet little village called Willow, nestled at the very end of a dusty road, stood a tiny shop. Its weathered wooden sign swaying gently in the breeze read, Ravi's Bird Haven. Step inside, and you'd be swept away by a symphony of sound. Hundreds of birds filled the air with their songs, parrots, sparrows, lovebirds, and canaries, all chirping in a beautiful chorus from their colorful cages. Ravi, the shopkeeper, wasn't just a seller, he was their guardian. He loved each one of them like his own children. Every morning, without fail, he'd greet them with a gentle good morning, carefully clean their cages, and feed them seeds and fruit from the palm of his hand. He spoke to them in soft, hushed tones, telling them stories of the vast sky, the towering trees, and the boundless freedom they had once known. He knew their every chirp, every flutter, every little personality. But sometimes, when the sun dipped below the horizon and the village grew silent, a quiet sadness would creep into Ravi's heart. He would sit by the window, watching the birds tuck their heads under their wings to sleep. A single thought would echo in his mind, a whisper to the moonlit night. They belong to the sky, not to me. His love for them was so deep that it began to feel like a cage itself. One evening, a fierce storm rolled into Willow. The sky turned a deep, angry gray, and lightning forked across the darkness. A deafening crack of thunder shook the village as a bolt struck a massive tree right next to the shop. The roof splintered, and the whole building shuddered. The cages rattled violently, and the terrified birds fluttered in a panic, their wings beating against the bars. Ravi rushed in, his heart pounding, desperate to protect them. But as he saw their frantic struggle, their desperate desire to escape, something inside him finally broke. The conflict he'd felt for so long was over. With trembling hands and a resolve that came from the deepest part of his soul, he walked from cage to cage and unlatched every single door. One by one the birds burst out into the stormy sky, their wings slicing through the pouring rain like arrows of hope. Some circled high above the broken roof, their calls cutting through the thunder, as if to say a final, grateful goodbye. Ravi stood in the doorway, the rain mixing with the tears streaming down his face, a bittersweet blend of sorrow and profound peace. His heart was empty, yet fuller than it had ever been. The next morning the storm had passed. The sun shone brightly on a washed-clean world. The villagers, curious about the commotion, found Ravi's shop quiet and empty. The cages were open, the songs were gone, but then they looked up. There, on the roof of the little shop, sat a huge flock of birds, singing the most beautiful, joyful songs the village had ever heard. They were songs of love, songs of gratitude, and most of all, songs of freedom. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel for more content that celebrates the spirit of kindness and freedom. We'll see you in the next one.